Welcome to day 2 of SDC India. My name is Michael Oros. I'm the SNIA Executive Director. Happy to have you here on day 2 of the event. I hope you learned a lot and enjoyed both the platform and the content that we provided yesterday. Today, I wanted to kick off the event by providing an overview of what SNIA does overall and some updates of some new activities that SNIA has kicked off since last year's SDC India. As mandatory here, the quick legal notice, I'll let you read it. But back to the business at hand, Storage Networking Industry Association has been driving storage innovation for 25 years. It's been an amazing journey. We will be celebrating our 25th anniversary at SDC in the US this September. I hope some of you will be able to join us in person for the physical event and to celebrate this great achievement and tremendous amount of work that we have driven forward in the industry. SNIA is trusted globally as the authority on all things storage. We develop ISO standards and many other industry-leading architecture and standards that haven't necessarily been taken to ISO, but are universally utilized by the storage industry. We're also exceptionally well known, as everyone in India is familiar with, our vendor-neutral education content and events such as this one, the Storage Developer Conference. Overall, 180 companies that are members in SNIA from around the world. Over 2,500 active contributing members that are working on specifications or education content in SNIA. And an outreach of over 50,000 globally with our news and updates that we send out throughout the month. We've shared with you the technology focus areas in SNIA before. This is a new view at it. We've taken it to the road and put it on a wheel. The many things that you should be familiar with here, from the storage management to power efficiency that we've previously presented on and done tremendous work in the industry on. But computational storage continues to get traction. In fact, SNIA just received Best of Show Award for computational storage at Flash Memory Summit yesterday evening. So we're celebrating that. Congratulations to the computational storage twig and CMSI, the supporting initiative for that group. But you may have noticed that in addition to the other items that, again, you should be familiar with: physical storage, persistent memory, network storage, the data governance and security, we've added one new item on this wheel, and that is DNA data storage. It's one of the latest groups that has joined SNIA and is growing extremely fast on its way to developing technical standards and specifications to propel forward this newer component of the storage industry, but very exciting one. The amount of data growth that the industry is continuing to experience is mind-boggling, and new technologies, as well as old ones, tape is still having quite an impact, and new use cases at hyperscalers around the world. DNA data storage is one of the new areas that's being explored to address these huge amounts of data generation and data storage needs in the industry. This, in more details, lists the more specific areas and groups within those areas of focus. But I wanted to jump in and just share with you and celebrate the amount of overall published technical standards that SNIA has completed. 14 ISO specifications. That's tremendous. SFF, they're constantly putting out new specifications there that are gaining traction now with other standard orgs as well in the industry. But SNIA can't do this alone, and we don't. First of all, we try not to replicate work that someone is already successfully doing in the industry. We look for putting alliance partnerships in place where it makes most sense to propel forward both our technologies and our alliance partners' technologies as well. So as you can see here from some of the newer alliances with CXL to some of the more established long-term ones, that's CIA and STAY, those continue to be key methods for SNIA moving our technical work forward into the industry and into the marketplace through these alliances and partnerships. We mentioned ISO through insights. We bring our specifications forward to the global arena. As I mentioned before, at the core of SNIA mission and charter is storage education. Towards this effort, by the end of this event alone, we will have over 3,000 assets in our education library. Also, we publish white papers, industry advisories, webcasts that we do throughout every month, and SNIA blogs to follow up on those webcasts and articles and other infographics to help explain and position storage technologies in the industry. If you haven't subscribed to many of our channels, such as a SNIA video on the YouTube channel or SNIA podcast, or simply visit our online dictionary for storage terms, please visit and utilize this vast resource that SNIA has put together and is constantly updating for you, the storage industry developers and professionals. In terms of global events, well, welcome, you are attending one of them. We do have an SDC EMEA as well, and SDC in the US, in California, coming up in September. Additionally, we have summits throughout the year. Earlier this year, we had a summit on persistent memory and computational storage, and also hosted a storage security summit earlier this year as well, with great response and content that should not be ignored and is continuing to get significant traction after the event itself now. Sometimes you wonder when you're sitting in the room next to one of your competitors, what you're doing in that chair. And this is a good opportunity to remind you of the value of participating in SNIA. You get an opportunity to influence the entire industry, not just your competitor, but the entire industry on the direction and priority of the standards and challenges that need to be addressed. You get to collaborate, and this is important to do that even with your competitors, because you're joining forces to solve common problems that move you faster to solution, and you can better serve your end customers by solving those problems faster together as an industry, as opposed to individually, just your company on its own. And the ability to drive is incredible. You can drive direction and priority on things based on the merits of the challenges or the solutions being proposed, irrespective of being a large company in the industry or a startup. Also remind you that you have the opportunity to engage with SNIA at various local levels throughout the world, such as in Brazil, and EMEA, and India, and Japan. Also through the variety of blogs that we have on the topics noted. And of course, you can discover SNIA through a plethora of resources that are noted on the right. And of course, we appreciate your membership and active participation and contribution. We are here for you. And with that, I want to thank you, the attendees. I want to thank the sponsors. And I want to thank the SNIA India board and TC and all the speakers of this event for joining us today and making this event a success. Thank you and have a great rest of the session.